Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on this Saturday, February the 9th. Bill Cox in studio with us this morning, along with our regulars who have just been enjoying this. John Gordon, which kicked us off with a little recap of the duck season, which was a wonderful recap. We really appreciate that duck season we had. Thank you a lot, John. So
yeah, it was all my doing.
It's all you're doing. And, of course, the one and only catcher of fish, is Ron Wong, and Ron is with us. We're going to talk to Ron. Hey, Ron.
Good morning.
And Bill's going to kind of sit around and listen here for a while, and we appreciate Bill doing that. We have with us on the line right now is Rick Carlisle. He's the superintendent at Ames Plantation, field office of the University of Tennessee. Good morning, Rick.
Good morning, sir. How are you, sir?
Doing great, and I've also added a man that I've known and grown to respect over the years because of his faith. I love to be on Facebook with Gary Lester because he's not ashamed to be who he is, but at the same time, the man knows bird dogs, and he's down in Georgia right now. Good morning, Gary.
Good morning. How are you doing today, Larry?
Doing good, and, Rick, we're getting ready to roll out. Gary's going to come once we find out tonight is going to be coming up with at Bryant Hall at about 7 o'clock. We're going to we got the ping pong balls ready, right?
Hey, man, we got the bingo balls ready to go.
That's one of the thrilling things. Folks, that's open to the public tonight at 7 o'clock at Ames at Bryant Hall when they will make the brace drawings. We will start for sure Monday morning at 8 o'clock. And, Rick, you told me you got 34 dogs, right?
Got 34 dogs. Got 32 males and 2 females.
Oh, bless her heart. Those two females in there. Setters? We got any setters?
We do have a few setters.
Okay, got a few setters in there. Do we have a defending champion in the field?
We do have a defending champion that's in the field, and he just, his handler just happens to be on the line with us.
That's exactly right. And Gary Lester's with us this morning. Good morning, Gary.
Good morning.
It's always great to talk to you. Gary's in South Georgia. Gary, you got 2 dogs that you've familiar with. One of them, of course, all of us is familiar with, and who could forget Lester's Sunny Hill Joe and Miller's Speed Dial. Joe's done pretty well at the Nationals, hadn't she? Hadn't he, Gary?
Well, he's batting 1,000. He's been there twice and won it both times. I'm awful proud of him. I've had a lot of fun with Joe. And
Rick, how many times? He's won 2 with Joe back to back. How many times has that been done in the 120 years of this event? Would you say?
Gosh, let's see. Shadow Oak Bow won back-to-back the setter here a couple of years ago.
That's right, yeah.
And then not back-to-back, but Whippoorwill's Rebel won in 87 and 89.
So recent time, we haven't had many.
No. They're far and few in between.
Has won 3 in a row.
It's been a long time since 3 in a row.
Way back.
I think that was Becky Broomhill back in the 20s.
The 20s. Did y'all hear that? All right. So we got to ask Gary. This dog, how old is Joe now?
Oh, my, I believe Joe's 6.
6 years old and has already won it twice. So, Gary, I got to ask you, how's Joe looking?
Well, I worked them yesterday morning.
Uh-huh.
I worked both of them right down here on the Georgia-Florida line, and I had them down an hour and 40 minutes, and they pointed 27 coveys of quail.
Ooh, that got Bill Cox woke up.
One unproductive. And no wrecks.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, no.
I was pretty tickled. I tell you what, I was feeding, of course, Sunny Hill Joe's call name is Joe, and Speed Dial's call name is Joe also.
Well,
I was feeding Joe and Joe a lot of chicken this morning.
Well, I know, Rick, when you know that this event is 120 years old. That's 5 years before I was born. So, I mean, that's a long time ago for a 120-year event. And talk about it from your perspective. You've been a judge the last 2 years, right? Is it 2 years?
Well, last year, not the year before, but I've judged it 4 times now.
4 times, okay.
4 times I've been here. This is my 37th year at Ames.
Man, you were just a little kid when you came. I can remember that too.
Just a mere child.
A mere child. But talk about this event and what it means to you. Then I'm going to ask the same thing to Gary. What makes this tick for you?
This is history.
Yes, it is.
There is a lot of history here. Having the home for the national championship and to be able to manipulate the grounds and the habitat to have the birds available for these dogs. We want to have enough game that actively challenges these dogs on the courses, and then to maintain those courses. You're looking at. This event has been here for 104 years.
Yeah.
And to be able to maintain that and to keep it going has just been a privilege.
And the courses, the afternoon, and you put them together, it's about how many miles?
Both courses, if you ride one course, it's 11 and a half linear miles as the dog, as the gallery goes. Now, the dog will actually put in somewhere between 22 to 25 miles in that 3-hour time period.
Amazing. And Gary, when you hear this, style, stamina, and the ability to locate coveys of quail, I guess I'm close to that. That's that's
pretty close.
That's part of it. And so, Gary, for 3 hours, these dogs have to be perfection. So what makes Joe special? And also tell us a little bit about Speed Dial.
Well, I have tried to carry on Mr. Farrell Miller's breeding program.
Yeah.
And Mr. Farrell always bred a real strong, pretty dog.
Yeah.
And, I kind of, I don't know, I'm a little different, I guess. But, most guys, they get done for 3 hours. They put their dog up on the horse, and carry him to the barn. And all of them I've ever run, they were ready for another hour to 3. We've not carried any dogs in on the horse yet.
Amazing.
But they're amazing animals. They're so strong, and they've got so much desire and drive. And I've just been blessed to have lots of good times with them. And the field trial started because guys bird hunt and who's got the best dog.
Oh yeah,
a lot of die.
Yeah.
But really, our field trials today should be we should be developing the best quail hunting dogs in the United States.
That's right. Yeah.
And I mean, that's what we're out here for, and we should be developing a better dog all the time. And, I don't ever keep a dog very long that I wouldn't breed to.
Yeah. You've always.
That's the kind of dog that I want to campaign, is one that I think can throw good puppies and I've met so many good people, breeding, and everybody that breeds my dogs are not field trialers. A lot of them are bird hunters.
That's right. Yeah.
They want a good dog.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, then they know they're going to get a good dog if they're going to come through your kennels. And I know when I look at this list, Rick, and I know Monday morning we're going to have Charlie Frank Bryant's one of them from Moscow, J.D. Radin from Mount
Ray
Pleasant.
Field.
Yeah, Ray Field from Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, and Dr. Stan Went of Gardner, Kansas. William Smith of Moscow will be this year's reporter. It's so if we don't have any weather delays, we'll be in. We'll go for how long?
we'll go for 8.5 days. We will end up on the 20th of February. Should finish Wednesday morning about lunch.
Well, I know. I'm sure glad it wasn't this week. 70 degrees, 78, 72. I tell you, Gary, it's been the dogs would have been whipped. So what's your favorite day for your dog to run, Gary?
Oh, the day that the birds are moving.
Okay. How about being more specific, Gary? I mean, overcast skies. What about the pit?
Oh, yes, sir. You know, if the morning is in the 30s,
yep.
you know, mid 30s, and the afternoon maybe gets up in the mid 50s. A little overcast.
What about your brace drawing? What about
a little shy? But let me tell you something. I can't do anything about the drawing.
Oh, really? Some people told me you could, so I'm glad I found that out. No.
But what I do is just, I try and have my dog prepared for whatever day comes.
Well, I think the weather looks a lot better than it has this week. The front passed through here. It was in the 30s on Friday and looking better for us now. Gary, we look forward to seeing you out there, buddy. Always good to talk to you. Wish you nothing but success. I don't believe in luck, so whatever happens, happens. But I know you are a great man to represent the sport, and I don't think Rick will say anything against that. So a great time. So Monday morning, 7 o'clock tonight at Bryan Hall, first brace at 8 a.m., and then the second brace is around 1 o'clock, right, Rick?
Correct. It'll be between 1 and 1:15. Okay.
Yeah, I've already made my pick because I'm not going to tell you who it is because, I'd like to see somebody win it 3 in a row, but I'm not going to tell you the name of the dog. So, okay?
Well, Larry, let me tell you something.
What?
Win, lose, or draw.
Yeah.
God has been awfully good to me.
Yeah.
Allow me to
Amen,
have
buddy.
as much fun as I have with his animals over the years.
Hey, if you're not on Facebook, we'll see you. If you're not on Facebook with Gary Lester, get on there because he straightens me up sometime, Rick. I don't know that, and I'm not even there. So thank you, guys. I'll see you out there, Rick. Gary, we'll see you. Be safe travels, okay, buddy?
All right,
thank you, Larry.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
All right, let's take a break, come back. 120-year-old event. That's 104 years at Ames Plantation. Never been to Ames Plantation for the bird dogs? Just go out there. You can sit right there on the side of the road and watch the dogs come by. Or you can rent a horse. Or, because I don't ride horses except they're in front of Kroger's for a quarter. But I don't ride horses, but some of those people do. We'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.